picture this. You're standing in the scorching Nevada desert, right? Archaeologists are chipping away at ancient rock, expecting maybe some old shells or something boring. Then one of them goes, "What the hell is this?" Those were the actual words, mate. They just uncovered something that shouldn't exist. A massive crocodile skeleton in the middle of nowhere, miles from any ocean. Here's the mental bit. This wasn't just any croc. This was Benguishin-isuchus eremicarminis. Try saying that 3 times fast after a few pints. The name literally means Fisherman Croc's desert song, which sounds like something out of a fever dream, doesn't it? But here's the kicker. This absolute unit lived 247 million years ago, back when giant sea monsters ruled the oceans and dinosaurs were just getting started. Now you're probably thinking, how the bloody hell did a crocodile end up in the desert? Well, that's where things get proper weird. Back then, Nevada wasn't a desert at all. It was beachfront property on an ancient ocean called Panthalassa. And while massive ichthyosaurs, basically prehistoric sea dragons the size of buses, ruled the deep waters, these crocodile ancestors owned the shores. 3 things about this beast will blow your mind. First, unlike modern crocs that spend most of their time in water, this thing had proper legs for walking on land. Imagine a crocodile that could chase you up the beach. Second, scientists reckon it grew slower than other prehistoric crocs, which means it lived longer, getting bigger and meaner with age. And third, this is the creepy part, it was found among fossils of sea creatures, meaning it probably fed on both land animals and whatever washed up on shore. Picture a 10-foot crocodile waiting in the shallows, equally happy munching on a beached sea monster or ambushing some poor creature coming for a drink. The really mind-bending thing is what this discovery means. See, scientists thought they knew the story of life during the Triassic period. They figured while the seas had their monsters, the coasts were relatively quiet. But finding Benguishin-isuchus changes everything. It means these ancient croc relatives weren't just hanging about in one spot. They'd spread across the entire globe, from the shores of Europe to the beaches of prehistoric Nevada. Think about it. While T-Rex gets all the glory for being a fearsome predator, these crocodile ancestors had already perfected the art of being absolutely terrifying 170 million years earlier. They'd survived one of Earth's worst mass extinctions and were thriving in a world that would make Jurassic Park look like Centre Parks. What gets me is imagining what else was out there. If scientists completely missed that crocodiles ruled ancient beaches worldwide, what other nightmares are still buried in the rocks? Every desert might be hiding evidence of ancient seas teeming with monsters. Every mountain could contain fossils of creatures we can't even imagine.
The scariest part? These weren't even the biggest crocodiles to ever live. Later ones, like Sarkosuchus, grew to 40 feet. That's longer than a double-decker bus, with jaws that could bite through literally anything. But Benggwigwishingasuchus was their ancestor, the prototype that started it all. Now here's the thought that'll keep you up at night. What if one survived? I know, it sounds mental, but hear me out. Crocodiles are basically living fossils. They've barely changed in millions of years because they're already perfect killing machines. If Benggwigwishingasuchus's descendants could survive asteroid impacts, ice ages, and everything else Earth threw at them, who's to say there isn't one still out there? Imagine you're hiking through some remote canyon in Nevada and you stumble upon a hidden pool fed by an underground spring. The water's been there since the Triassic, sealed away from the world. And in that pool, well, let's just say, if you ever see a crocodile in the middle of a desert, don't assume it escaped from a zoo. The craziest thing about this whole discovery is that it happened almost by accident. These scientists were looking for ancient sea creatures and instead found evidence that rewrites our entire understanding of prehistoric life. It makes you wonder if we've been this wrong about what lived where 250 million years ago, what else have we got completely backwards? Every fossil tells a story, but Benggwigwishingasuchus tells a thriller. It's a tale of survival against impossible odds, of creatures adapting to rule every environment they encountered, of predators so successful they basically conquered the planet before dinosaurs even got going. And the most unsettling part? In the grand scheme of Earth's history, it wasn't that long ago. In geological terms, 247 million years is yesterday. So next time you're near a beach, or even in a desert that used to be an ocean, remember Benggwigwishingasuchus. Remember that the ground beneath your feet might hold secrets of monsters that once ruled these lands. And maybe, just maybe, keep an eye on any suspiciously large logs floating near the shore. Makes you think, doesn't it? In a world where ancient crocodiles can turn up in the middle of deserts, where prehistoric monsters left their bones in places that seem impossible, where every dig could rewrite history, what else is out there waiting to be discovered? What if the next big discovery isn't about finding what's extinct, but finding what never actually died out? Now that's a proper terrifying thought. So here's my question for you lot. If you could bring back one prehistoric creature, would you? Or is it better that some monsters stay buried in the rock? Because after learning about Benguishin-isuchus and its descendants, I'm starting to think maybe extinction happened for a reason. Some things are better left in the past. Or are they?